I'm just going to give a demonstration of the OBJ importer that's been completely rewritten for Electric Image 9. I'm going to start with a very simple example and then move on to a production example. So in Maya here I have a couple of very simple shapes with bad normals and textures on them. So if I export these as OBJs and then open a new project in Electric Image, so go File, New, I'm just going to call this Shapes, and then I select that OBJ file that I just exported then. We're presented with the new import menu. By default, Electric Image will try to fix any of the problems with the geometry. It will not recalculate the normals and it will not bring in materials by default. So if I just press OK now, press done, we get the models, but the normals are still bad and the textures didn't come through. So I'm just going to delete that shape and go and import it again. This time I'm going to, under the group section here, I'm going to say separate by material and then calculate normals always. So just get animated to recalculate the normals. Press OK, done. And then we have our objects in Animator. So now let's try a much more likely scenario. I'm just going to open a scene here with an acoustic guitar in it. Now, the reason this is more complicated is because this shape, this model here has two materials on it. So there's a material on the top surface and then there's a separate material down the sides and on the back. You can see there. So when I export this, and then bring it into my scene in Maya, I'm actually just going to change to the software engine, as there are a couple of, I'm working with a beta and a couple of bugs in the hardware engine. So if I press import on that model, and remember I want to import materials and actually my normals are fine, so I'm just going to leave that as calculate if not found, and then I'm just going to press OK. And done. The file has been imported, it's over here. And I'm just going to turn on texture previews for all these objects. So over in display, I'm going to say display diffuse textures, set selected, and then I'm going to shade them. There we go. So you'll notice what Animator's done is on that model that before had two separate materials on it, it separated it out into two separate objects. Each one has its different material, so that's great. However, you'll notice that the texture hasn't been placed correctly on the top surface. Well, it actually has been placed properly on the top surface. The issue here is that over in Maya, if I select this object and then go to the texture editor, UV texture editor here, you'll notice that this object's UVs actually aren't normalized. They're in -1 to 1 space in both the X and the Y. So in Electric Image you need to tell Animator that it needs to realign this texture because it's spread it out as if the UVs were coming on -1, 1 space. So I'm going to load up the image here, and then in the alignment tab here there's a new option down at the bottom called custom, and then it's in here that you just tell it where the UVs are. So that's in the X, they were 0 to 1, and in the Y they were 0 to 1. Press OK, and the texture has aligned itself perfectly, and there you go. So that's how you import OBJs into Animator in Electric Image 9.